Hi, welcome to Analytics for All. This is a lesson in our Excel for Data Science group. This lesson is called Building a Gradebook. What this is kind of a project lesson that follows up some of the earlier stuff we've done. Now, if you're new here, haven't seen the other lessons, I can put a description down on the website for all the Excel lessons I've got. I have write-ups on my website. I'll bring you to. I think Excel is a very important skill to learn. I think it's an excellent first in the door skill for data scientists and anybody wanting to work in data because this really kind of gives you a great introduction to the concept of relational data. Even if it's not in a database yet, we're just still looking at data in a tabular column or form. All right. So in this lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to create a grade book. I want to do a grade book because I think that's something we've all familiar with. We've all gone to school. I don't want to do something too industry specific, which might confuse some people. So for this grade book, it's going to be very simple. We're going to be tracking the grades for one class, and the grades will have, this class is going to have 4 homework assignments, 3 quizzes, and 2 exams. Homeworks will be worth 0 out of 20 points, quizzes will be worth 0 out of 50 points, and exams will be worth 0 out of 100 points, 0 to 100, not out of 200 points, you know. Homeworks are worth 20% of the grade, quizzes are worth 30% of the grade, and exams are worth 50% of the grade. Now, the skills we're going to be using are basic formulas, range naming, pasting special values, and random number generation, and some cell formatting. If you're not familiar with any of this, I'll point you to some lessons in a bit here where you can go and check out the earlier lessons I did where I covered all of these. If you are, let's go ahead and move forward. This is a very beginner-friendly lesson, so don't feel too intimidated here. Now, as with all my lessons, I have a full write-up for this lesson on my work website, analyticsforall.org. You can scroll down, you can walk you through this, or you can just watch the video and go along, but it's also here in written form. Some people like that. I'd also like to point out that you can go up here to the Excel button, click on that, and if you come down to the introduction section, all of these are all the lessons and skills for each one that leads up to this class lesson, the grade book. And you'll notice if you click on any one of them, they've all got videos. Or you can just check my YouTube channel. You can check for Excel tips and tricks, and you'll see all the videos in there. But that's enough of me talking. Let's go ahead and pop open our Excel file. And let's see if I can zoom in for you. We'll get going. All right. So I started off by just putting in the stuff we had the descriptions for. We had, like I said, we had 4 homeworks. We had 3 quizzes and 1 final exam, and two exams, 1 midterm, 1 final. I named it. I want to go ahead and start by, let's give ourselves some student names, and you don't have to. I mean, whatever you want to follow along with. I'm just going to pick some names of some people I work with and stuff. So we got Anu, we got Brian, I got Carlos, and I have Adaria. All right, so got 4 students, got our grades set up already. Now let's go ahead. Remember, the homeworks can be up to 0 to 20 points each, and let's see. I've kind of jumped the fence. I got this homework totals. Well, that'll be in there in a second. We'll explain that. I put that in ahead of time. I probably shouldn't have. Just get rid of it now. We'll keep going. All right. So you can put these in manually if you want, or you can use the rand between formula, which if you see my other lessons, it is you use rand between, parentheses up there, and the first letter is going to, the first argument is the lower bound, the second argument is the upper, so I'm going to just do 0 to 20. Oh, I have one too many parentheses there. Go ahead. I get that number. Now I can take this, I'm going to drag it across all my homeworks here. All right, now you'll notice something funny. If I start playing around over here, like if I did it, set it up, this one ran between, and the quizzes are 0 out of 50. Notice that this all changed. And I'm going to show you how we'll fix that in a second here. So we'll just go down here, because every time we make a change to the thing, the random, it's going to make another random selection. So one way to avoid that is we're just going to copy this whole section, and we can do both sections now since we did them both. Just right click, copy, and come back up here, and you're going to hit paste special, then come down here to values, and you just click paste the values. Now they're no longer formulas, now they're numbers. Okay, so that's the way to get rid of that randomness from rehappening all the times you do this. And again, you could just manually type in these grades you want. I just find this is a lot faster than doing that. So this one for the exams, we'll do 0 to 100. Go across. And we will copy. And I just always pick the top right corner, top left corner, I'm sorry, paste. And values. All right, cool. So now we have grades in there. So now let's start working with the grades. Now we've learned that homeworks are worth 20 points each. So wherever the grade is, so a 5 out of 20 points is going to be a 25%. So let's start by just separating. We know that all these are broken into different groups. They're not all the same. They've all got different weights, different values. So let's just start by breaking the groups. Let's go up here. I'm going to insert a column, and we're going to name this column homework total. And then we're going to do a really simple formula. We're going to say I want the sum of all of these divided by 80. Why 80? Because 20 times 20 times 20 plus 20 plus 20, 20 plus 20. So 4 of them, that gives us 80. So that's how many points it is. So right there, 0.573, that will give us, this person's got a 53 or 54 basically % for his homeworks. Now we go up here for their homeworks. You don't like that many decimal points, we can just go here and drop it down. Let's go ahead and do the same thing for here. We'll do QZ total. And we'll do the same thing. We'll say equals sum of quizzes divided by, and what are these? This would be 150 because it's 50, 50, 50. And there we go. Person's really not doing good. And same thing, let's just make this a little more readable. And then finally, we'll do exams total. And we've got 2 exams worth 100 points each, so it's going to be sum 2 exams divided by 200. There we go. Okay, so now we want to get the final grade. And never mind the final grade, keep in mind, this grade is only worth 20% of the total grade. This is worth 30%, and this is worth 50. So we're going to have to find a way to add those up. Now, one of the easiest ways to do this is let's apply some name ranges here. So let's go ahead and grab the first one. Go ahead and pull this over so you can see. We're going to grab this, and we're going to call this one homework. So you type in each, make sure you hit enter so it sticks. Oops, and what did I do? So let's go ahead. You'll know if it's stuck when you come off it, if you come up here and look at the drop down, and you see I have a homework assignment right here. Okay, or a homework assignment in HW. Now let's go ahead and do the same thing with quizzes here. Let's bring these down and QZ. And finally, go to the exams, cover that. Exam. All right, now quickly check, make sure they all went through. Okay, I got them all in there, good. All right, so let's go to the final grade now and watch what we're gonna do here. So we're gonna say equals HW, and see how it light up right there, let you know that I love the color coding, and HW is times 20%. I'm gonna add that up to our quizzes. Up, see that lit up too. And that's 30%, so that's 0.3. And then finally, we're gonna add that up to our exam. And that is 0.5. Okay, watch this now. Once we're hit enter, it does them all. See that? It actually filled in for all of them down the line. If I had 30 students, the same thing would happen right there. So one thing to do, if you want to take a look, if you don't like this kind of format, you want to see a percentage, go up here and just hit the percentage button. It'll come out as a nice percent. All right, great. So fundamentally, we have this grading program done now. That's it. But it doesn't look great. So I want to do, let's start looking at doing a little formatting here. So let's just go up to the top bar here, because this is our titles. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to hit bold. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say all borders and add some nice borders to it. Slide this one over so it comes across. You'll notice that when you do bold, sometimes the letters get bigger, so you have to add a little more space. And then just for one more thing, I want to go in here and put in a background color. We'll just do like a light gray. All right, so now let's go ahead, let's grab the homeworks and let's make them a color. So let's go down to here and we'll select a light blue. And now for the total, I just want the total to stand out a little differently, so I'm just going to go a little darker blue. Okay, and do the same thing here. We'll go to the quizzes, go up here, bring this down, and we'll select light orangish tan type color. Not a real expert on colors. And this is something I'm not really the best at this, but you may want to look into it. Some people, there are color wheels and color patterns for people who are colorblind. If you're working with that, you really want to look into that. And I know like Tableau and stuff, they have a whole thing. You can hit the colorblind color palette, and it'll just give you nice, good color separators that even a colorblind person is capable of reading without becoming an issue. And that's a real world problem you run into. But I'm not. This is probably not the best for colorblind people, but I'm not really an expert on that part of it. Visual colors aren't my thing. I normally pass out to somebody else on the team. But anyway, so here we go. This is just it's a very basic, quick one I made in a couple minutes. Under 10 minutes we put this together. It's a grade book. It works. It's functional. You can add a new patient. Not patient. You can add a new person in there. In fact, if you insert a person, everything should carry over. Let's go ahead and experiment. Let's see how that works. If I insert Bob and I give him I think this guy actually have decent grade. Yeah. All right. Sorry. Hold on. Was I? Let's give this, make it a 20. Bring this over to 15. We'll make somebody who's actually did good in the class. Now for here, if you want it, just go ahead, grab this and just drag it down and it'll catch to that. So then let's see, for the quizzes, let's say he got a 50, 45, and we'll give him a 48. We'll do the same thing. I'll drag this down. And midterm, let's give him a 99. And we'll give him, let's say he didn't do great on the final, 85. All right. And there we go. And they're just added it in there. And he got a 92 for the class, but there it is. So that's a very simple project. Now this is a simple project, and I know it's not a data science type thing, but what it does is it demonstrates the skills you've learned, and this will help you hone your skills. You play around, do stuff like this, you'll get better and better at it. And, like I say, these skills, they all build upon each other. So yes, this quote unquote doesn't seem like data science, but I promise you, if you keep building on the skills, you'll end up getting there. If you like this lesson, go ahead, like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below if there's something you'd like me to work on. I do custom videos for people who want them. If you've got anything within the realm of data science that you'd like me to do a video on, if I can do it, I'll do it for you. And again, thank you. Go ahead and check out my website. I'll have the link in the description. And again, thank you, and see you soon.